I'm Sarah Woodbury, and this is the second video for our October 2022 trip to Wales. We spent the week in South Wales, but rather than show you sort of a play-by-play of every place we went, I thought today that we could be talking about Welsh resistance against the Normans. We're here today at White Castle, which is one of the castles in the three-castle lordship, created specifically to counter the power of the Welsh. White Castle was begun shortly after the Norman conquest of South Wales. It was refortified after 1135 because of the Welsh revolt further to the west. We'll be talking more about that, specifically that of Gwenllian at Kidwelly Castle. Another example of a Norman castle in South Wales is Ogmore. Ogmore Castle was built by the Normans as early as 1106. It started out as a motte and bailey castle and then was quickly rebuilt in stone to defend against the attacks of the Welsh from the west. Here at Ogmore Castle, we have an example of sort of a tale of two signs, two different versions of history. One put up, that's an older sign by the powers that be in Glamorgan, describes Ogmore Castle as a place of refuge to protect the owner and his family, the Normans, from the marauding peasants around them. The Cadw sign that is more recent that they just put up talks about how the Normans were given permission by their king to steal land from the local Welsh rulers and control it if they could. Those are very different ways of looking at the same site. Few castles are a better example of Welsh resistance to Norman rule than Kidwelly Castle. Ironically, it isn't because the Welsh actually won a battle here, but because they lost one. It's at Kidwelly where Gwenllian, the Queen of Deheubarth and a daughter of the King of Gwynedd, led her troops into battle against the Normans. She was captured and hanged. When her husband and brothers heard of her death, they then marshaled a huge army to take on the Normans in South Wales and took back essentially all of Deheubarth from them. So Deheubarth is a kingdom in South and West Wales. It was started in the 900s by Hywel Dda, who is also the founder of their law codes. Now, some scholars claim that Deheubarth fell irretrievably to the Normans in 1093, but that really isn't the way the Welsh might see it. In particular, the rule of the kings of Deheubarth of the 12th century is characterized by conflict with the Normans. That began with a king named Griffith and then a series of sons, Anaraud, Cadash, Meredith, and Rhys, each of whom at one time led their people against the Normans. And as we'll see at Caerphilly Castle, Llywelyn ap Griffith exerted his power in South Wales through the late 13th century. Today we are visiting Caerphilly Castle. Gilbert de Clare started building the castle in 1268. In his words, he would have been defending his lands. To Llywelyn ap Griffith, he was encroaching on what should be Welsh lands. Because of that, Llywelyn burned the castle very shortly after construction began. He also attacked Cilgerran and Llansteffan, all in an attempt to diminish the growing power of the Normans in South Wales. In spite of that setback, Gilbert continued to work on the castle, and it was finished in a fairly short amount of time. Certainly by 1295, it was a luxurious palace for himself and a real strong foothold in South Wales. However, that progress was only made possible by the death of Llywelyn in 1282. After Llywelyn's death, with a few exceptions, organized Welsh resistance effectively came to an end in South Wales. So then this is going to be the bit that's a bit messier, okay? I'm Sarah Woodbury, and I'm here to dare. You're here
to dare me.
So actually, we probably just need to scrap all of that. I'm sorry. None of that's going to work. With the geese flying overhead. Nah. Ogmore was built by some dude. Thanks for watching my video. You can click on the playlist or subscribe to my channel to see more. There'll be a new video next week. If you want to check out my books, click on the link to my webpage.